doing well. This is the Meneghello Edzioni Minchiate Fiorentine, 1862. And this is the one I bought with this one, which is definitely a finer engraving. And this one's actually earlier, from 1725, so you can see this one's more delicate in the way it's depicted, and this one's more mass-produced, the way it came out with all the different colors, and the engraving is a little bit coarser. So there's the box, and comes a little white book. The book is actually the same for both of these. It has the Turia and the Fiorentine. Florentine tarot is called consider popularity, consider Tuscany. Oh, I thought this was interesting. I didn't know this when I was reading. The term Minchiate has the meaning dialect of nonsense and stupid, perhaps referring to the fact that it was only a hobby, an activity with no purpose. Cards may have been used as training aids to teach you the noble families, the rudiments of knowledge, and their specific kind of virtue elements, zodiac signs, which is based classical culture, while being very similar to a regular deck of tarot cards. The number is larger, in fact, consists of 97, 56 cartiglia, 40 plus the Fool card. The cartiglia consists of 4 sets of 14 cards: swords, batons, coins, cups. These go from 1 to 10. Then there's a jack or an infantry woman, the horse, queen and king. The horse, contrary to common tarot, is always a hybrid figure. Half man, half horse, or other animal. In coins and in cups, instead of jack, there's a woman or a lady. We can define as infantry woman. The cards are numbered 1 to 35. Complete absence of religious references. Cardinal virtues are grouped together. What's strange is the fourth virtue, that of prudence, is usually ignored by other tarot decks as part of these subjects depicted on the Minchiate, but mistakenly inserted. The 3 theological virtues, hope, faith, charity. Interesting. So, a little white book. It's, and put that there. So this is from 1992, and actually, I just got this. So this one's it's 1751 of 2000, and they did edition of. It says second A edition. So there was an original one. A lot of times when you see these boxes of the Meneghello sets, the earlier ones were sort of wrapped with a ribbon. And I remember I had one called the Doti tarot, and it was small, just like this, and it was in like a little folder, and you tie it, and they could slip out easily. And I got rid of it. I paid maybe $40 for it. I can't find it anywhere anymore in that edition, and I really regret getting rid of it. There's the back of the cards. It's kind of like a stonework pattern. So let's look at the cards. There's the little thing that says created by hand. They always throw in there. I'm going to zoom in on the cards so you can see them a little bit better. That's better. Like the Magician. And these are actually not coated, so they're kind of have some feeling to them. You can see there was no Pope. There's love. Justice. Wheel of Fortune. I like this chariot. I mean, the horses are running. She does have a banner or something, a scarf that's bluish. Hermit. This one's interesting because of the way that is done. He's got the money bags, but the money's not falling out. This death is kind of horrifying. The screaming, instead of a skeleton, well, it looks kind of a skeleton. It's more like a decayed person reared up on the horse, charging. Diablo. He's not very happy. Saggy breasts, hermaphrodite, clawed feet. The Tower. Here, this one we have this sort of the way the stars are aligned, the birds and the dog. And we get into the zodiac. Into Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, the Capricorn, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces. I like these fish the way they're colored. They almost look like they could be reflective, like rainbow trout. Aquarius. Kind of an odd Aquarius, not very regal. Leo the Lion. That red background's kind of a little much. Taurus. Gemini. They look a little incestuous. Then we have the other ones. Like that sun. It says Europa, kind of like the world. It's kind of like Judgment, Femme Volat. And here's the Fool card, which is not numbered. And then you get into the minor Arcana. Here we have, yeah, these are batons. Yeah, not swords. Go through these fairly quickly, just looking at them. Just a little variation in them. Typical non-pictorial or non-scenic pips. The most interesting cards are the ones with the people in them. So here we have, this is the infantryman. We have the knight, which is half bull, maybe? I see the hoof. It's not a lion because of the hoof. And we have the queen. And the king. And then we have the cups, kupa. Kind of covered ones. I like how they switch. This is a monkey. Six, seven, 8, 9, 10, and then we have the infantry woman, the knight, the queen, and then the king. Then there's swords. Deer. Romulus and Remus. Usually that's depicting of the heart and the Rider-Waite. The unicorn. This is really strange. It looks like there's a fox in the hen house. Swords. And then that's some monkey man. Then it looks like food or blood or something that's from these prints. And then we have the infantryman, knight, queen, and king. We finally have the tax stamp. 1862 is stamped right there. This is kind of a really cool card. I just like that kind of the stamping on it. Of course, it's just a print, but it's kind of cool. So here we have, let's see, all these are different, looks like different people. These people are rather cartoonish. No, we have birds on this one. That's interesting. We have the infantry woman, the knight, queen, and the king. And that is that? You can see from the sort of the heat from my hand has actually curled this card. So they're not coated, so they're not gonna wear very well if you actually use them. More for collectors, historical purposes, etc., etc. Put them back in their little box. This one, I noticed that with these wax seals that are put on here, the longer it tends to sit in in someone's store or on the shelf, sometimes this gets banged up and it's the first thing to crack, and this one has actually cracked, and when I opened it some of the red fell, but not much you can do about it, the little seal. And I noticed that this one's actually getting there. They get a little sticky too over time. This one actually has some gold in it, in the wax, and compared to, actually this one's sticky too. This one's from, what's the year on this one? This one's 2019. It's a little sticky, but it hasn't cracked, so it's probably still pliable. Just a little bit, but anyway, so I've noticed this is the second or third deck where I've gotten it where it's cracked a little bit and fallen apart. So you gotta be really careful with that, making sure you don't bang it against it, because it is kind of neat. Yeah, anyway, so this is the historical deck, the Minchiate Fiorentine from 1862. Not the most delicate artwork, but still it's a nice deck for historical reasons. Anyway, thank you for watching.